Looking through the lens, opinions of three friends. Looking through the lens, sometimes they don't make sense.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Unholy Trinity. It's us. That's me, Sun Dude. To my right, far right, that's Zephyros.
That's me.
To my right, in the middle, that's Patronus Gold.
Good evening.
And today we are reviewing a film that was released on Netflix. It's called Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, featuring Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace. It was his final film performance, and we shall do justice to him, to a film that was dedicated to him. So yeah, shall we get straight into it? I need to introduce the film a little bit more first. It was based on a play, aptly named Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It was made in 1982 by August Wilson, who was a what do you call it? Never mind, I forgot what it was called. He won awards.
Okay.
The film was directed by George C. Wolfe, produced by Denzel Washington, Todd Black, Danny Wolfe, and also Constanza Romero. Screenplay was done by Ruben Santiago Hudson, and the original play, which it was based on, was by August Wilson. It stars, as I said before, Chadwick Boseman, Viola Davis, Coleman Domingo, Glenn Turman, Michael Potts, amongst many others. And we'll get on to the others later on in these sections. For now, initial impressions, guys. How do you feel?
I liked it.
It was really good, I think.
Very strong performances in this movie.
Yeah, definitely. Chadwick Boseman always bringing out the stellar performances in each film he does. It's a shame he had to go so early. We'd love to see more from him, but it is how it is. In any case, a strong performance for his last performance. And what the film crew did with this film really did him justice, I feel, with the whole message. It's such a fitting film as well, with what Chadwick Boseman was really fighting for as an actor and the message he was trying to portray. We'll get onto it more in spoiler zone, where we talk about what the film was trying to achieve and the messages that it wanted to put out to the audience. But yeah, pretty good stuff.
Yep.
Shall we get on to acting?
Sure.
Obviously, you've already talked a lot about Chadwick Boseman. Do you guys want to add anything?
Acting-wise, yeah, everyone played their part quite well. Especially Mr. Boseman, he was the main character basically, and he played a character with a heavy backstory and clear motives, and that really translates well here. Well, I haven't seen the original play, but I assume it would be script accurate. It'd be accurate to the original vision as well.
Yeah, it was. From what I saw, I read a little bit of the script. The script of the film is almost 100% based and written off of the play script. So like each line is potentially the exact same as in the film. I can't say how accurate that is. For the screenplay, they added some things which we'll get onto in writing. But yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Rainey was also an interesting character.
Yeah,
played
definitely.
really well by
Viola Davis.
Yes, Miss Viola Davis. Very interesting character, which I felt was portrayed stunningly.
Not sure how accurate Ma Rainey's character was to real life Ma Rainey. You saw in the film that Ma Rainey was kind of this, kind of like, what do you call it? Like,
I don't know, a star.
Yeah, like a star.
A celebrity, but although she is a celebrity, she is still a black woman,
Yeah.
and that has has its perks and disadvantages.
Yeah. So, strong performance for what the character was made out to be.
Yeah.
Well, I did some research before and wasn't able to clear up whether Rainey was actually like this in real life. But for film purposes, it worked well, I think. And Viola Davis did that performance justice.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions to people like Glyn Turman, who played Toledo, Coleman Domingo as Cutler, Michael Potter's Slow Drag. We also got Taylor Page as Dusty May, Jeremy Shamos as Irvin. Can't forget Johnny Coyne as Mel Sturdivant. Overall,
Yeah.
it's not a big cast, but I think they were able to focus on like a smaller sample of actors and make their performances stand out.
Yeah. But I think
Yeah.
with the band members, they all had good rapport with each other. I really felt like they've known each other for a long time, you know?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just kind of that kinsmanship that what August Wilson would have wanted from that play was like the uniting of black people and to talk about the struggles that black people faced back in those days, which we will get onto as well. We'll talk more about August Wilson and also the producers, the directors' message for this film. But is that overacting?
Yeah.
We'll move on to writing then, which pretty accurate to the play. How do you think about the writing in this film?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah,
I was
very.
sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I was very emotionally invested throughout the thing. There were lots of this works with the performances given by especially Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah,
There's some very emotional content here. And yeah, may have gotten a few tears out of me, not gonna lie.
yeah. It was really about to get some tears out of me as well. It's very accurate to the play. And you could tell some places where it was really like a play. You get your like monologues, and like there's some of the musical scenes as well.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. Very good writing. How about you, Dia?
I agree, mate.
Yes, we agree.
And I like how it makes use of like you said before, small cast, basically one set. It's all very focused, very character driven, very like they do a good job with what they have. And yeah, it does. With that, it does feel like a play. It all works very well.
Yeah. We'll talk about more of what was different between the play and the film in spoiler section. But is that it for writing? Because we're going to move on.
Sure.
Cinematography.
Oh,
Pretty
good stuff. Yeah.
Cinematography was done by Tobias A. Schleisler.
Yeah.
I think that's how that's pronounced. Pretty good, yeah?
Yeah, I thought it's a very nice looking film.
Yeah.
With some good shots. Good shots.
Yeah. Cinematography. Okay.
Yeah.
I think with like the old theme of this, when we talk about editing and visuals now, I'm not sure about if there was any like special techniques. The video in itself looked just like regular video. There wasn't any like static or things like what you would find
No
in
filters.
yeah.
Well, visual wise, you can tell by the general set and the atmosphere. But the general, yeah, I mean, the setting it was made,
Costume design.
Yeah.
it gives off a certain vibe of the time. Also, colors,
Yeah.
like color palettes, very, very, I don't know, yellowish brown.
Yeah, very warm.
Yeah, warm. That's it. That's the word. Because it was very hot.
Yeah.
It was quite hot.
I guess that kind of intensifies that feeling.
Yeah.
Everyone's
And
on
by
edge, you know. But yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
by hot, we mean that the setting in the
temperature.
film was temperature hot. Yeah, people were sweating. But the writing in some of the plot points made the thing also sweaty as well. We'll go over that in spoiler zone. But yeah, good fitting for film.
The
You gonna say?
the use of like CG for the extended city, I guess, looked pretty nice.
Yeah.
Mm.
Very convincingly like big city.
Well
Yeah.
made. Proper.
So they use it too much.
They don't have to use it that much considering what the film was. Yeah,
Yeah.
Most of the film is indoors.
indoors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very smart use of visuals and everything.
Yeah.
And shall we move on?
Sure.
Music done by Branford Marsalis.
Good stuff.
Famous Marsalis. Very good, yeah. Obviously, Rainey was a legendary blues singer, so a lot of the songs you would hear in the song that were sung by Rainey and were covered by Viola Davis, I assume.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, all of the music in this movie was played by the band, right?
yeah. There wasn't a lot of like non-diegetic music. Most of the music was played by the band, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
And
what's
overall,
happening.
sorry.
I guess that's the only music you'll hear will be from the band. So what the
Yeah.
band plays sets the mood, in a way.
What I remember was that there were like two types of music. You had like the band music, which obviously was the blues kind of stuff. But then you also had like your like generic like fast percussive like jazz. For like I don't remember when, but I remember
When
that
they're
one.
jamming, sort of thing.
I
Did
don't
that
know.
happen?
I don't remember. I'll be honest,
Yeah.
but yeah. Overall, I thought the music was fitting, and particularly the lack of music in like tense moments. That was also done well. So yeah, good stuff for music.
Yeah.
I'll let it's time for me to play some music, is it? It's time for spoiler zone. Spoiler zone. All right. So what I wanted to bring up first, I already went over it with the two guys on my right, but what I wanted to bring up was the bits that were different from the play to the film. Initially, you see like some context for Ma Rainey. Initially, the play starts off immediately with, what was his name? Irvin and Sturdivant, and they're like setting up the studio, waiting for the band and Ma Rainey. But in the film, we see more of a cinematic intro. We see some people running into a tent to listen to or to watch Ma Rainey singing. And that gives us some context for who Ma Rainey was compared to what people knew Ma Rainey as back in the 80s when the play was made. Also, at the end of the film, we saw, well, first of all, Toledo dies when Chadwick Boseman's character Levy stabs him for stepping on a shoe. But
Yeah.
after that, well, that's where the play ends. And then after that, in the film, we see a white band playing Levy's music.
Yes.
Which
embodies
the theme of the play.
That's right, yeah. It kind of full circles back. Not really full circle, because it was mentioned before with Ma Rainey bringing this up. But talking about like the segregation and the unfairness the treatment towards
Exploitation.
black musicians. Yeah, that's right. Representation of black musicians back in those days, back in the 20s, when segregation was still like a big thing, and racism was still like probably at its peak. Not sure how I would say that, but you know, it was August Wilson's way of bringing up that kind of issues back in the 1980s. And this film just brings it up again, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement.
Slightly unrelated, but I think that frustration was really embodied in a Levy from just his whole journey in this movie slash play. He starts off like saying like he's gonna basically overcome the white man, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's his aim from the start. He wants to get his band going. He wants to record his music.
Yeah.
Until at the end he was betrayed once again by the white man. And that tension builds up right to the end where he stabs Mr. Toledo.
Yeah.
From all that frustration.
I was gonna say, Study Van gives him $5 for each piece of music he made, only for us to see at the end of the film, not at the end of the play, but at the end of the film, where we see a white band kind of just playing the song without any spirit.
Yeah.
You could actively see that they were just kind of.
This is really
we're just kind of we're not really vibing to this. What you're doing.
Yeah.
Bless you.
And
thank you.
Yes. Brings up, the whole message of this story comes full circle at the end. I like what it did.
Yeah, me too.
In my opinion, the ending was like a little jarring, where it ends on like a big climax. Toledo dies, bleeds out, and then we just fade out and cut to this white band playing, and then that was it. But
I don't think it was
looking back at it was fine.
Yeah, because they did have build up.
It had a build up. It's slow. It went back down, and then the final scene played.
Yeah.
At the time, I was like, okay, that's kind of jarring. But looking back on it, I was just tired.
Yeah.
Should have said this before at the writing bit, but now that I think about it more, like the writing is actually brilliant, mate. The script's brilliant. Like every argument they do with the band, it kind of just adds up more weight to what they're doing, like as black musicians. And like how they first argued about what did they argue about? Something. Then they argued about like making a better world for black people. And then the next one's like Levy's explaining his backstory and how he's gonna overcome the white man. Then that all just weighs everything down, if you know what I mean. It just adds up.
Yeah.
Same with Rainey's story. Rainey.
Yeah.
She's like
they kind of mirror each other.
Yeah, but she's like a more of a veteran in the industry show, so she knows what's happening, and she kind of accepts that, and she's playing the game,
Yeah. Well, and she's ultimately winning. She's exploiting her exploiters in a way.
Yeah.
Trying to take back a bit of control. Yeah.
The film made her seem like this kind of controlling, selfish, arrogant kind of character. But really, her motive was just to, in a sense, make the white people know where they belong.
Well, to assert her position.
It's assert her position, yeah. Good writing. We all loved it.
Brilliant writing coming from Dio. That's never been said before, has it?
Yes. Well, because most of this movie is the writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was going to say was that the writer for this, August Wilson, he won a Pulitzer Award.
Oh yeah,
So very
prestigious writing award.
prestigious. That's right. That's the word. Better word than what I was thinking, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Also got a nomination for best play, but I don't think it won anything. Not from what I can see.
Damn.
Oh no, it won award. It won an award for best American play in 1985, but it was nominated for two more, best play and outstanding play.
Yeah.
It's a good performance from the play. It was an excellent performance from everyone in the film.
Yeah.
Some other things I wanted to go over quickly. Denzel Washington, who produced this, also directed and starred in a film called Fences, which is also based on an August Wilson play. Fences, yeah. So Denzel Washington is very familiar, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I noticed some things about just like the nitty bitty of the film where I play trombone, and what I was looking for was the trombone and trumpet players. They did not empty the trombones and trumpets a single time in the film.
It was off camera.
Off camera, I assume. They don't show it. I assume they're doing it off camera, just like a nitty bitty thing. I was nitpick. That's the nitpick.
Nitty bitty.
Well, to be honest, mate, when I see you home players do that, I'm like, it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I read it, no.
Also, where would they empty it? Onto the studio floor? I think Study Van would be very unhappy with that.
Yes.
Also, if I want to get even more nitpicky, the trombone didn't look like it was tuned. It was just kind of, the tuning slide was just like flat in the trombone, and it wasn't pulled out for tuning. Especially on the hot day, you'd expect the trombone to be kind of sharp, but really nitpicky there.
Yeah. Off camera. I can say it's off camera.
Off camera. Yeah. So that's the nitpick stuff from me gone. Anything else you wanted to add for spoiler zone before we move on to final verdicts?
Not particularly.
Cool. All right.
Oh wait, actually, something I should have just said in my general review in terms of writing. It was very well paced. It's only an hour and a half, I think, and nothing feels like it could have been cut. Everything feels necessary and impactful.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So, final verdict time. Forgot to put the timestamp. Say that there was going to be a timestamp, but we'll put that in post production. Off camera, mate. Off camera. All right, Dio, take us away.
Very strong performances by our actors in this movie, especially for Mr. Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace. A very what do you call it? What's that saying? He went out with a bang. There it is.
There we go.
Also, very strong writing from the original play. Also, I guess a restructure by this group in Santiago who did the screenplay.
Yeah.
So very good right there. Cinematography and visuals were good. They played their part. It sets the scene, sets the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I'd say overall, this is a solid movie, which I'm gonna give a strong 8.
Strong 8. All right, moving on. Jack, take it away.
This movie is an exceptional piece of filmmaking. We have strong performances across the board, especially the star, Chadwick Boseman. Once again, rest in peace. Delivering one of the best performances I've seen all year. And the writing was also quite good, with a well-paced, tight, short movie that added stuff to the play that I felt was necessary and added more depth to themes already established, and themes which are reflected through multiple character perspectives. And it's really interesting to see that, and very emotionally engaging. So overall, I think this is a really, really great movie. I would say maybe even flawless. I don't know. I'm honestly feeling a light 10 on this one.
Ooh, light 10.
Yeah.
Really
Good
high,
film,
man.
good film. Well, that makes my job a bit easier, huh? Good film. 9.
No.
Right in it. Combined average. 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's our review for Rainey's Black Bottom.
Not
If
her
any of you are
actual
in,
Black Bottom, but the movie.
not actually.
Haha.
Yep. If you're interested in Rainey's actual Black Bottom, it's on Spotify, most probably any other music streaming platform. You go have a listen to it. It's good stuff. A real insight into 1920s the blues scene back then,
Indeed.
and what black musicians back then. Yeah. So yeah, that's our episode for today. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe if you dig this stuff. And make sure to like as a sign of as a token of respect for Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace.
Like equals 1 respect.
Also, F in the comments.
Yes.
Alright, bye.
We shall be seeing you in the
Bye-bye.
next episode. Bye-bye.